everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids, and this is my review of the Verbatim MediaShare 1TB home network storage drive. Now this is available in up to 2 TB of capacity, and here I've got the 1TB one. Let's take a look at what you get inside the box. You obviously get the Verbatim MediaShare unit itself, and I'll be taking a closer look at this with you in a short while. You also get a MediaShare setup CD and user manual, and this is for both Mac operating systems and also Windows PC. You also get a quick start guide. This is going to tell you how to get up and running, what you should get in the box, and run you through that setup software. And you also get a Ethernet cable, and this is how the MediaShare is going to connect to your home network. So they supply this in the box. You also get a multi-voltage power supply. Now it comes with 2 adapters in the version I purchased, one for European use and one for the UK, and you just change these adapters over by pushing this button and sliding them off and on. If you're in another country, then you're going to get a country specific adapter, and then this then goes into the MediaShare device itself. So let's take a closer look around the Verbatim MediaShare for you. Now it's beautifully made. Just look at this really classy design, and it's an all metal construction, brushed aluminium, and it really does have some nice weight to it. Stunning piece of kit to look at. Now the reason I mention the design is that this could easily be put underneath the TV and it wouldn't look out of place, but unfortunately there's no HDMI socket around the back because this is a streaming device. So you're going to be streaming content from it to your other devices on the network. Now around the back, we'll have a look at this first. We've got the power on off switch here, and it's an actual sort of push button. Then we've also got the input for the power supply, 2 USB 2 sockets and an eSATA socket, and these are used for either expanding the capacity of the drive. So if you fill up the 1TB hard drive inside, you can plug in an extra hard drive to access that through your sort of network as well, or you can use that for backing up to external drives. So perhaps you've got sort of 500 gig of data on here, you want to back it up onto another drive for security reasons. Then we've got a gigabit Ethernet socket. This is for connecting it to your network, and we've got a reset switch here. So if you do ever forget your password for access, or you need to reset it for some other reason, you just have to put a little pin or paper clip in here and depress this reset switch for just over 10 seconds, and it resets the device. On the bottom of the device we've got some nice sort of rubberized feet there. There's also some ventilation holes on the bottom as well. And then background onto the front, again a nice clean design. We've got this extra USB port here, and this is very useful because what you can do with this front port is you can put maybe a USB flash drive in here, or perhaps a memory card adapter, and then this button alongside is a one push button to copy the content from whatever you plug in here onto the internal hard drive. So that's a really nice feature, because perhaps you've got some files that you've borrowed from a friend, for example, or somebody's given you to have a look at some photos. Pop it in there, push the button, it copies it over onto the internal drive. Then we've got some various LED activity lights here, and this gives you feedback about the status of the Verbatim MediaShare. Now the idea behind this little box of tricks is that you are going to use this as a central storage device. So you put all of your music, videos, photos and other content on here all in one central location. You plug it in via the Ethernet socket on the back to your home network or your small business network, and then you can access those files on any computer, either wired or wireless, on your network. You can even stream it to the likes of the Sony PS3 or the Xbox 360. Now taking things one step further, if you aren't on your own network, so perhaps you've got a friend or a member of the family that you want to share content with, you can share perhaps a folder of photos via email or Facebook, and the interface is absolutely superb. Very, very easy to send an invite to somebody to share the content that you've got stored on here. Now I'm going to take a short break on the video now and show you all of the setup software, the user interface, which is browser based, and then I'll come back and give you my opinion on this really cool product. So both Windows and Mac software are supplied with the MediaShare, and I'm setting this up on an iMac. So on putting the CD into my iMac, I'm presented with this window here. I've got a MediaShare setup icon, a licenses folder, and also some documentation. Just double click on that MediaShare setup icon, and I'm given another window with 3 choices: Step 1, Setup; Step 2, Install Desktop Application; Step 3, Windows Time Machine Backup Configuration, which is optional, and then some documentation, tools and more. So let's click on Step 1, and the window that appears on top is End User License Agreement, which you have to accept. And then this is going to do the initial configuration on the Verbatim MediaShare. I'm asked to supply product key, which is on my CD sleeve. I shall blank this out for security reasons. Also asked to provide a MediaShare name. Well, I'm just going to call mine Verbatim Media, and then click Next. Registers the device with myverbatim.com, and then when that process is finished, I'm given the opportunity to set the date, which is currently correct anyway, and the current time I'm going to set manually. It's actually 14:24. Time zone, well, I'm in the United Kingdom, so it's not under United Kingdom. Let's check Great Britain. No, Britain, UK, so it's under B for Britain, and London is my nearest city. And then I'm going to click Next. And then I'm asked to set up a username. I'm just going to use Dave, and then a password, and then click Next again. Passwords have to contain at least 1 number. Okay. This is setting up my account on the MediaShare device. It's given me my IP address for the device here. Software update, it's reporting it's already running the latest version of the software. And then I can put in some email addresses here to be notified of any problems with the device. And then it says, are you ready to further enhance your MediaShare experience? And I've got these extra add-ons to things like Flickr, mobile phone access, Cool Iris, secure FTP, RSS feeds, and these are free, but only for 30 days. So you get to try these for free for 30 days, but I'm going to say no thanks for now. I'm just going to use the device as it's supplied. And then it's saying congratulations, you finished, so I'm going to click on finish. And then I'm going to go on to step 2, which is installing the desktop applications. I'm not going to do step 3 at this time because I don't want to configure Windows or Time Machine backup. I'm purely going to use this for a media server, but if I was going to use it for my backup, then I would complete step 3. So I'm going to click exit, and then I'm going to close this window down and eject the CD. And then I've got a MediaShare agent here, which is an icon down in my dock, and I've also got a little menu system at the top here. I've got access to some preferences, so that gives me my MediaShare name, my username and my password. I can check for any updates in here. I can go to advanced and see that this is my IP address and what media shares are on my desktop. Also from here I can explore my MediaShare folders or open the MediaShare application. So let's open that MediaShare application. It's actually a web-based application, so I would be able to access this purely by typing in the IP address. Now, it won't actually allow me to do this for some reason from that shortcut, so let's try just shortening that purely to the IP address and see if that gains me access. Which indeed it does. So this is just the IP address of the device. It's got a critical update on your MediaShare has been installed. Click OK to reboot. So it's already installed a update to the device. It's asking for my username and also the password that I set up on the device. Hopefully I can remember that. Okay, so now we're logged in. We can gain access to albums, media library, back up my MediaShare and preferences. We've also got access to help here. It tells me I'm logged in as Dave and I can also sign out. So I don't think that there would be anything installed on the device as default. So I've gone into albums just to have a look. There's obviously nothing there. I've got slideshow and also download options. And then I've got go to here, which means I can actually go back to that home page. Media library, obviously nothing in the library, but I can turn off tips and see the folder structure in the library. So I've got family documents, family music, family photos and videos. I've also got one called My Library, which is going to keep that separate from the stuff I'm sharing with my family. And the idea behind this is once I've got files on here, I can actually share these with people even if they're not on the same network, so they can gain access to them via the internet. From the home screen I'm going to access preferences. Just as a note, from that little menu that pops up, I could do a shortcut to these, but I wanted to show you me clicking on each icon. Now user preferences, I can change the user. I can also have a look at the disk space, change my password. Network sharing tells me which workgroup name I'm connected to. UPnP router configuration gives me some more options. Registration gives me the name. Notifications is where it's going to send any notifications to. Network services, enable FTP access and also enable FTP access to the internet, so I'm going to let people in from outside. LAN connection shows me my DNS servers. Date and time shows me my current time and preferences. I'm going to actually change this to set the time from the internet. And just scroll down on this left panel and click submit. It's telling me I have to reload my browser, so for this purposes of this demonstration I'm not going to actually make those changes now. I'm going to actually just reset that to how it was before. And then in my administration panel here I can add a new user, edit users, shut down the system, software updates, MediaShare premium subscription. This is where I can actually subscribe to those premium services if I want to. Also got some USB management, disk management. Have a quick look in here. And disk management panel, it's just telling me that the single disk inside is a Samsung unit, an HD103SI, 932 gigabytes available. It's configured. I can also format the disk if I want to. And then computers backup is where I can actually enable this time machine or Windows backup, so that it will keep both of my computers backed up to the Verbatim MediaShare. Now I think the main use for this MediaShare for me is going to be for putting videos on and photos and sharing with my family. So that's given you a brief overview of the user interface and how to set up the MediaShare. So I hope you found that setup video and look at the user interface useful. Now just back to what I think of this device. Well, the things that I absolutely love are the build quality. The construction of it is absolutely superb, and I just hope that Verbatim further develop this product and maybe release a version with an HDMI socket on the back. If they did that, then it would sell in the millions. I would certainly have one underneath my TV set. Now, For me though, as it stands, I had it in another room, streaming content to my PS3. It worked flawlessly for me in my tests. I managed to share some photos and some other files with a member of the family, and that worked extremely well as well, no problems at all. It's very quiet in use and the performance is nice and fast too. It's going to cost you around about £125 in the UK or $185 in the US if you're looking for a rock solid way of sharing files with people and for streaming content within your own home. Then this is certainly one to look at. This was my review of the Verbatim MediaShare. Thank you very much for listening. Please do come back soon and check out more video reviews on the Geekanoids channel. This video is sponsored by mymemory.com. For great prices, fast delivery and reliable customer support, visit mymemory.com.